I'm Dick Strawbridge, and along with my wife Angel and our 2 children, we've lived in this magnificent chateau in France for the last 4 years.
This is why I've had enough of you.
It's not just our home,
She'll be happy with this.
but a business. And it turns out we're not the only Brits who've quit the UK for the chateau life.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely stunning.
Now Angel and I are back, helping more plucky expats with their chateaus.
This is where it gets interesting, isn't it?
We'll catch up with some old friends
I can't believe it.
and meet a new wave of daring owners.
You broke it?
Yeah.
In the hole? Right, that's a bit of an issue.
As they battle to renovate their homes and make them work as businesses.
Cafetiere time, we're out of coffee.
There'll be ups and downs,
It's like wading through treacle.
but however hard the going gets,
Whoa!
for these plucky Brits, their homes really are their castles. Today, a chateau owner makes the trip to our place
Wow, look at this. Oh, it's lovely. Oh,
with furniture in need of the angel touch.
I would probably decoupage the whole of the drawers. So when people open it up, it's like a fabulous surprise.
The chateau search continues for one couple,
Marvellous.
Well, that's impressive.
provided they can make it past the front door.
Yes.
Bonjour, monsieur. Parlez-vous anglais?
At Chateau Montet, it's changeover day, as these chateau owners are pushed to breaking point.
One bed done. I've got 12 more to go.
And with the race on to get a new honeymoon suite ready,
So we've only got 55 minutes left.
So 2806.
there's a distinct lack of romance in the air.
I think it's got to go that way.
Look at me. You mean that end that way, or do you mean that? You're
This
not even
way.
looking at me now.
There are chateaux of every imaginable kind out here in the French countryside, and it's a privilege to own one. But that doesn't mean it's not a serious commitment. Stunning 19th century Chateau Kayak is home to outdoor enthusiasts Angela and Steve.
We chose a chateau with turrets and land and projects that can keep us busy probably for the next 30 years.
Yeah. To be fair, if we'd have bought a flat in London, we probably would be just sitting on a balcony relaxing.
That has its appeal at times.
Yeah.
Set in South Nouvelle-Aquitaine by the River Lot, Steve and Angela have renovated the 20-room chateau into a luxury home and holiday rental.
Chateaus are really expensive to run, and you really are only the guardian of the chateau while you're here. So we want to maintain it, we want to improve it, we want to bring it back to life, we want to share it with other people.
To do that, and make some extra cash along the way, they're planning to move into the wedding game.
We're going to put a new bath in the Renoir room, which is going to become the bridal suite.
Yes.
And renovate that room.
For inspiration, Angela came to see my angel for a gilding masterclass.
This is bling. Bling is good.
Angela and Steve have friends arriving tomorrow to road test their new suite,
Watch me paint, please.
but they're battling to get it finished in time.
We've done most of the painting. Curtains to hang, the ciel de lit to hang, furniture to get back in place, beds to make, and voila, it's going to look amazing, I hope.
Angela's most pressing job is gilding her tub.
Why not have a little bit of bling in your bathroom?
She's using imitation gold leaf. That's a mix of copper, brass, zinc and aluminium to keep the cost down.
I've never done it before. I've visited Angel, and we did a little bit of gold leafing on the ciel de lit, which is also going in the room. And here I am today, giving this a go for myself. I can't even remember now what on earth possessed me to think this was a good idea. I do hope it works, really.
This is...
In his garage, Steve's working on the gilded ciel de lit, the canopy that will hang above the bed.
This has then got to be fixed to the wall, and the wall in that room, unfortunately, is only very thin. It's actually made up of tiles, so it's really hard to attach anything to it. This has got to be fairly strong because it's holding 3 heavy curtains, and obviously they could get pulled as well, so it needs to be a secure structure.
Let's have a look. I think it's going to look great. Watch the mirror, watch the mirror, watch the mirror. The end is near. Final piece. That's it, just a little bit of touching up to do. A bit of bling for a bathroom.
It cost Angela less than £50 to gild her bath. Bit of a bargain, I reckon.
Wow, look at that, what you've made. That looks amazing. How are we going to turn it over, though, without damaging
That's
it?
tomorrow's job.
And the day their friends arrive, these two are not leaving themselves a lot of time. Scottish couple David, an engineer, and art restorer Elaine are at the start of their own chateau story. They want to trade in their city apartment for a French castle.
Ideally, you drive down the tree-lined driveway, and then the chateau would appear.
Through gates.
Oh, through gates.
You go through gates, and then the chateau would present itself, and it might have a couple of turrets or something.
Turrets would be nice.
As it was just down the road from our place, I joined them on their first viewing.
When we get in here, just grill him. Give him a really hard time, because the bottom line is he wants to sell the chateau.
Yeah, yeah.
But they were unsure about spending all of their £700,000 on a fully renovated place.
Really like this one. We definitely need to go and look at some more properties.
They then viewed a Chateau B&B business
Oh, what a great room this is.
It's got a nice feel.
before checking out a smaller chateau that seemed to chime with them.
I could definitely live with these bells. Apparently they stop at 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, good.
David and Elaine have liked elements of all 3 chateaux they've seen up to now, but to try and find a place that ticks every box, they've come to Normandy.
Bonjour, je m'appelle David.
Yes, Philip.
Je m'appelle Elaine.
Welcome in Normandy.
Oh, thank you.
The nice weather. Well,
Oh, I love this kind of weather. I do.
This is 19th century Chateau de la Motte BR, on the market for £546,000. With 18 rooms, 2 gîtes, and almost 7 acres of land, the chateau offers them the mix of home and business which they're after.
I love the outside of it.
It's got really nice detail. Just looking at the crests on the very top and all the little curly bits, and then the towers and that tiny little circular window up there.
How is the roof?
Good to see David's asking the important questions.
it's not brand new, as you could see, but it's in good condition.
It looks good. Yeah. Oh, got it.
With the whippets for company, it's on with the tour.
Oh, I like the floor.
Oh, the floor's lovely. It is nice having an entrance hall.
I love all the wood mouldings are here,
Yes.
and that, the rose.
The rose.
Yeah, it's a really nice entrance.
Come in.
Off this hallway is a kitchen diner to one side and a sitting room to the other.
This is a beautiful room. And again, the cornice works in good condition. I mean, there's a little bit of repair work needed over there, but
I can do that.
yeah.
Elaine works in restoration, so she should know just how to sort this cornice out.
Part of the looking after one of these houses is maintaining these period features and having all the beautiful craftsmanship around.
I love the staircase.
It's a lovely, graceful curve.
Graceful is the word. Yeah, yeah.
The chateau has 8 bedrooms split over 2 floors, one of which comes with its own fairy tale turret.
As you see, there is a tower over there, a small studio.
So this is my office to work here then?
That's it.
Yes, yes.
How many employees can you fit in there?
It would be a bit small.
Actually, as a place to just sit with the laptop?
Yes,
It's
yes,
delightful.
yes.
That's David's office sorted. Now what about a studio for artist Elaine?
Currently now, they don't use this room as a bedroom, so it's their artist, like you. So they use it as a studio or, well.
It's a lovely size of room and it's got good light. I mean, the light from 3 sides.
Yeah.
So it's their studio.
Well, I think this room would be the master bedroom. Very nice environment. That was just my idea, but I know that eventually Elaine will change my mind. She's very good at that.
Leading off this room is the chateau's pièce de la résistance,
As you see, a nice terrace, and you've got a very nice view on the
land.
On the land, you know. If that room was a bedroom, it would be very nice to have
breakfast.
A
glass of wine.
A glass of wine. Oh,
maybe not for breakfast.
Maybe not for the breakfast. Huh?
Well, when in France. But it's not all relaxation. If they want a home to start a business from, they need to be sure this place can work for them. This is 15th century Chateau Moreuil, which South Londoners Belinda and Lee bought 3 years ago.
Regularly, I'll look out the window and sort of pinch myself and in disbelief that we've actually done it, or we're actually here, and I can't believe it some mornings.
The sun comes over the turrets in the morning.
Located in the Vienne, their chateau consists of 5 buildings, including a main house that they've renovated into a holiday let.
Life's fantastic, we're living the dream, but it is very hard work.
This year, Belinda and Lee have moved permanently from the UK to a cottage in the chateau grounds and are now living surrounded by belongings they've bought with them.
Oh, my goodness, Lee.
I know. There's a lot of stuff I've completely forgotten we had.
Television randomly on the table.
Now Belinda wants to restore one particular piece of furniture, so she's made the long drive up to our place to meet Angel.
Hiya! Hello! How are you?
Oh, how lovely to meet you.
So, how was the journey?
Really good. About 3.5 hours.
Well, that's not too terrible.
That's
is
all
it?
right, yeah. So, oh, here we are.
Da-da.
Wow, look at this. Oh, it's lovely. Oh, look at that floor. That's beautiful.
There's not many places where you see such sort of
like
ornate parquet, is there?
And the stained glass is lovely.
Yeah. You come in and I'll make you a cup of coffee. So how long have you been out in France?
So we've owned the chateau for 3.5 years now. We're doing this for the family. We are never selling this property. In the future, there's a family vision that they will take
that
it
maybe,
over.
right, that's lovely. So family's important.
It's really important.
I think you're quite similar to me in that respect. We did a lifestyle change which was inspired by the family. And so my question is, what are we going to do today?
What I'd like you to help me with, I brought this piece of furniture down. It was my mother's.
Right.
And it's a 1930s kidney-shaped dressing table. I remember sitting at it as a child.
Yeah.
So it's got lovely memories for me. You used to open the drawers and pull all my mum's scarves out and, you know, lipstick and like Dorothy would
I know.
do. You know, it's exactly what little girls love. It just reminds me of her, and I just thought, wouldn't it be nice to make a bit of a tribute to her?
Yeah, oh, this is fantastic. A lovely tribute. Have you got something in mind?
I've got some lovely photographs of my mum, and I've also managed to gather together some magazines. So I've actually got some from the 1940s, some from the 1950s.
Great. So you want a decoupage?
Yeah, that would work on the top of the dressing table.
Decoupage is the art of decorating with printed paper. It's an easy way to turn something plain into something beautiful, even for those lacking a bit of confidence.
I'm the business head, and I always say, look, I'm not creative, Lee's the creative one. I feel I lack ideas and inspiration.
Decoupage is lovely, but sometimes less is more. Yeah, let's have a little look. Sound like a good idea?
Yeah.
Belinda's mum's dresser is waiting in the orangery.
Wow. Oh, my goodness me. That is beautiful. If I saw that now, I would buy that. This isn't what you want to decoupage, is it? This bit?
It was, but now I've changed my mind.
This just happens to be right up my street, though. So, Art Deco, Art Nouveau. I don't know if you can make me take that off.
I won't, no, we won't take it off.
I just think that's far too special. But the below looks a little bit tired, yeah. That's where I feel that the work is needed. I tell you what I would do. That chalk paint, that green is gorgeous. I would probably start by getting this top off.
Yeah.
Do it all in the green, but keep the fronts. Then decoupage the insides. Yeah, but the whole of the drawers, pictures of your mum mixed with magazines and what have you. So when people open it up, it's like a fabulous surprise.
Isn't that a nice
because
idea?
you don't need to have it totally obvious.
I think that's a lovely thing to do, actually.
Plan sorted, now for the hard work. This is Chateau Montet, dating from the mid-19th century and set in 7 acres of grounds. It boasts 20 rooms and is home to Tim, Chris and their 1-year-old son, Owen.
It's lovely, it's big, it's luxurious. It's something we've done all on our own with just sort of blood, sweat and tears kind of thing. It feels good.
Located in the Dordogne, they opened as a boutique B&B 3 years ago.
Running as a bed and breakfast, it's just very long hours. It monopolised our time too much.
So this year, Tim and Chris have relaunched the business, letting the whole chateau out to large groups for a week so they can spend more time together as a family.
We're hoping this year will be a lot easier for us. A better life-work balance this year.
Tim and Chris's first guests of the season have just checked out. So today they're tackling their first ever changeover.
Au revoir!
Au revoir! House looks good on the outside.
House looks great on the outside. Fingers crossed there's no big jobs that need to be done, because that's always the panic, isn't it? If there's like loads of stuff to fix and mend before we get our next lot arrive.
The 20-room chateau needs to be cleaned from top to bottom before the new guests arrive in a few hours' time. Rather them than me.
Bonjour! Comment ça va?
But backup has arrived. They've hired 2 local cleaners.
We were hoping it was going to be a 3-hour changeover with the 4 of us, but they still feel that they should have a lunch break, even though it's only a 3-hour shift. Yeah. They've had a revolution. They've fought very hard to protect their rights, and people have lost their heads over this kind of stuff, you know.
Negotiated it to 30 minutes and they're okay with that.
Good deal. Now time to crack on. Not only is today the first changeover, there's an added pressure too.
Normally the check-in is 5 o'clock, but they wanted to check in early, so I said I can check you in at 4 o'clock, but no earlier than 4 o'clock. Oh. I have to change 13 beds. Do the beds, bathrooms, cleaning the windows, cleaning the kitchen, everything needs to be done. It's lots and lots to prepare, so it would be nice to not have to be under so much pressure.
With Chris taking charge of the upstairs, Tim's reminding himself of his to-do list.
Mowing the lawns, cleaning the pool, doing the windows, taking the bins out, swimming pool, gardens, TV remotes. And there. I mean, this is the main thing, really, just getting all the shutters closed again so we can get the house cool before the next lot arrive. Open them up in the evening to let the air in and things like that, great, but if they're open during the day, then, you know, you boil the place.
Seems it's too late for that.
I'm sweating. I like to think I'm quick, but maybe not. It's not in the middle. That line should be in the middle. Not very happy with it.
We're the same. If guests are coming, only perfection will do.
So that's 1 bed done. I've got 12 more to go.
In Normandy, Elaine and David are halfway through their chateau viewing.
Oh, I like the floor.
Oh, the floor's lovely.
It's a really nice entrance.
They've come to see 19th century Chateau de la Motte Béart. Impressed with the main house, they're now checking out the outbuildings that are currently holiday cottages.
So that's of interest because I'm self-employed, and so I'd be interested in converting that into office space.
Yes, it's big enough here anyway to make an office.
These converted stables have bags of potential for David's business.
This place is actually really big.
It's huge.
And I can actually see this bizarrely being a reception desk.
Oh.
But remove the washing machine. We don't need a reception desk, it's just me.
Hello.
Ah, great space.
Got a good light in.
And there's lovely details as well with the little window
Yes,
on the
yes.
end of the wall there.
Yes.
Philip, do you know anything about the
woodworm?
floors? Because it looks like there's lots of woodworm.
No, that's why to have a bit of woodworms is not a big concern.
Woodworm affects many old properties here in northern France, but properly treated, it shouldn't be the end of the world.
To me, you wouldn't have to replace it, you know. It's good, you know.
Yeah, I think it's a terrific space. I like it a lot. It's so far my favourite of all the places I've seen.
I don't know if I would put it up there with a favourite. I love the outside of it. I think it's absolutely spectacular, and the grounds are spectacular. But the inside, yeah, there's something that's not speaking to me about it.
For me, it's like a 9 out of 10, and for Elaine, it's probably more like a 6. That's tricky.
The search continues, it really does.
For the first time on their chateau hunt, Elaine and David aren't in agreement. They have a lot to think about with this one.
Thank you.
À bientôt. Et voilà.
At Chateau Kayak, the pressure is still on for Angela and Steve.
Okay.
Okay.
The friends they've invited to try out their new honeymoon suite arrive this afternoon, but it's far from finished.
So we've got about 4 hours now to get this bath upside down,
Plumbed in.
in position, plumbed in. We've got to get that wall reconstructed.
Yep.
Put this up on the wall.
Yep.
And clean up and tidy up, make the place look like it never happened before our
4
guests
hours.
arrived in 4 hours.
Great, let's get on with it.
Before they can even think about dressing the room, they need to get Angela's gold bath into position.
Gently, gently, gently.
Watch your fingers. Okay.
Yep, yep. We're down.
Each leg is numbered, so like that one's got a number 2 on.
This says number 1 on here. Does it make a difference that we've tipped it up?
If we get the wrong feet in the wrong position, it's going to set us back because I'm going to have to take them off and redo this all over again. Process of elimination, this should be number 2.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really look like a 2 on there, does it, really? Maybe it is a 2, but you've gold leaf the top of the 2, I think. Right, OK, that's 1.
Watch my floor with your feet.
How we're doing for time?
I'm not going to look. There's no point. Just keep going.
This is number 4, the last one, so we're nearly there now. I think it's got to go that way a little bit.
Which way?
I think we've got to go as far as we can that way.
What's that?
That way.
You mean that end that way, or do you mean this whole thing that way?
This coming this way.
But Steve, look at me. Before you move it, I need to know whether you're moving it that... You're
This
not even
way.
looking at me now.
This way, towards me.
OK, all right, OK. Say no more.
Things are getting fraught, and it's not even plumbed in yet.
The plumbing for these taps, hot and cold, has got to come from underneath the floorboards, which has made it a little bit more difficult. Because you've got to go under the floor and up in that corner.
I never make things more difficult. It's all about the design.
I've got a piece of pie which I'm going to put through there and try and find it on the other end here.
It's my job to come up with the ideas, and it's his job to fathom out how to make them work. That's how I work, anyway.
Nearly there, Angela.
Good. Oh, it actually only now got 2 3/4 hours.
Yeah.
Come on, then. Chop, chop.
Shouting at me now.
At this rate, these two will need a cold bath themselves.
If you stand here, that there just doesn't look quite level.
Well, it actually wants to go like that.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
happy. She's very, very picky, isn't she? I'm worried about a major panic of a leak, and she's worried about that being square.
You know, when you've cleared up the leak, I'll still be looking at the dodgy tap, so I don't want that.
Right, this is the moment of truth. Water's going on.
Yay! Success.
The bath's finally in. Now the little matter of hiding all the pipework.
OK, let me get down now, Stephen. Let me get down.
Okay. I'm in now.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
Right, OK, can you go in a bit then?
That's got my finger, Stephen. Just don't push.
Can't get in, Angela, because you...
Just be patient, OK? Just be patient. Do my best.
At our place in the Pays de la Loire, Belinda's brought along a dressing table that belonged to her mum for the angel treatment.
Wow. Oh, my goodness me. I tell you what I would do. Do it all in the green, then decoupage, the whole of the drawers.
Angel's plan is to cover the inside of the drawers with the photos and magazines that Belinda has brought with her.
Let's see pictures of your mum, because I feel like I know her now.
Her and my dad on their honeymoon in Rome.
Oi, oi. Your mum's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm loving our outfits.
I know.
They look fabulous. The pair of them.
These, I found them in a local brocante shop, 1959. These are from the 1940s.
Oh, I love it. I'll be rocking that one. It's a fabulous collection. The plan is now line the actual drawer with the magazine as a base.
As a base?
Yeah.
Oh, and put the photos on top?
Yeah.
Lovely idea, really like that.
Decoupage is easy. You can't make a mistake.
Are you sure?
Because if you put something in the wrong place,
Right.
if you just put another thing over it to make it look good,
Okay.
right? Right, let's get busy. Right, you start getting all the dust out of there for me. Yeah. I'm going to start getting my tools out to do some cutting.
The first step in decoupage is choosing what to stick first. If it sounds simple, that's because it is.
This is just some plain text. So having some text and some patterns is brilliant.
It breaks it up, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It gives
it does.
perspective. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Angel's using a 50-50 PVA glue water mix. It'll hold the paper fast and, importantly, dry with a clear finish.
It doesn't matter if you go over the edges. So let's go over to there.
Glue on, now to get sticking.
You can see the air bubbles in there, yeah? Get my man here, which could be a credit card. And you can push all of the air bubbles out. Don't like the fact there's a big air bubble in the middle of it. Right, okie dokie, we're good.
Not too difficult, is it?
It's easy. Come on, say it.
It's easy.
It's gonna look gorgeous.
Yeah.
With the first piece in place, others are then added to build up the decoupage effect.
You're right about using bits of newsprint, because I would never have thought of that. I would have just thought, oh, it just needs pictures of pretty ladies. But actually, that gives it the contrast.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
A bit of nostalgia. It goes a long way.
Now Belinda knows the ropes, Angel can leave her to it.
I want to go and have a paint of the dressing table.
Yeah, okay.
Are you happy to have a bit of a play?
Okay.
Bon courage.
So, smudge this on. Now I've got it.
The first straw's covered. Belinda needs to add a final layer of glue to smooth and protect.
It's lovely.
With the dresser now painted, it's time to see if she gets Angel's seal of approval.
That's really special.
Looks great. I think we made a good decision. Less is more on this. And actually a quick lick of paint with a colour that's really made this shine.
It has. It's made that sing, that top.
Really does. Pays homage to your mum, doesn't it? I love it.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so
That's
welcome.
really lovely.
I've absolutely loved today.
Thank you.
And a lovely, lovely, lovely story.
Armed with her newfound knowledge of decoupage, Belinda heads home to finish the job. A few weeks later, back at Chateau, Belinda and Lee have found the perfect spot for the finished dressing table.
That looks very nice. I'm proud of myself.
And I think, you know, working with Angel, she taught you some new skills as well.
Really did.
And revitalise what was an old piece of furniture, so we're really grateful.
I've dragged this around, haven't I, for years, and I've never really thought much of it. And I think now what I'll do is I think I'll look at things with just a fresh pair of eyes and just say, do you know what, I could make something beautiful out of that.
Well done.
Thank you.
A big success all round. The dressing table has a new lease of life and will be a lovely way for Belinda to remember her mum. Around 160 miles northeast in Hauts-de-France, Dave and Elaine are still on the hunt for their perfect place and are viewing their 5th chateau.
Marvellous.
Well, that's impressive.
The oldest parts of Chateau Rouge de la Ferme de Prés date to the 15th century. Now sitting empty, in recent years it's been both a restaurant and offices. It's on for £350,000, half of Elaine and David's budget.
Yes?
Bonjour, monsieur. Parlez-vous anglais?
Oh, bonjour, monsieur. Yes, I do speak English.
Owner Boris is meeting them.
Je m'appelle David.
Boris Gagné-Goubert. Very nice to meet you. Basically, it's 2 buildings. The red part has been built at the far end of the 15th century, while this white part has been built in the 18th century.
Oh, it's a youngster.
Yes.
So how much land is it?
About 6,000 square meter. Don't ask me in inches or whatever.
That's okay,
Furlongs.
we're European.
For those of you who aren't bilingual, that's about 1.5 acres.
Come in. Come in, come in.
Oh, I love the staircase.
Yeah, and the floor. There's space in here, because you're not immediately sort of all hunched together.
They're starting in the 15th century half of the chateau with a sitting room.
Oh,
Oh, it's a lovely room.
there is a big fireplace, and it is working.
Oh, marvellous.
It is working with too much.
Original stained glass.
Yes, from the 21st century.
I can completely visualize having Christmas dinner here.
Yes.
And having, a big table and a little bar back there.
Okay, and are you a good cook?
Oh, she is, but I must warn you, we're both vegetarian.
Vegetarian is... Okay.
Unless you hadn't guessed, vegetarians are a rare species here in France. Next onto the rear turret of the chateau, where a rather unusual feature is waiting.
We don't know where that stones come from. But what we know is that you can put some ice
And a bottle of
champagne. And put the glass here.
It's kind of an exciting building. There's something interesting about it. I love that wee tower with a champagne bucket built in.
I think it's tremendous. And the tower is gorgeous. And I love the fact that there are sort of two parts to it. I think it's marvellous, absolutely marvellous.
Looking promising. Could this finally be the chateau of their dreams? Way down south at Chateau Montet, Tim and Chris are tackling their first big changeover of the season.
C'est fini? D'accord. Oui, peut-être.
With 20 rooms to clean and 13 beds to make, unforeseen jobs are taking up valuable time.
This cycle is gonna take about 58 minutes, about an hour. So it's not really what you want to do with it.
While Chris and the cleaners transform the interior, Tim is making sure things are shipshape outside.
30 degrees by 10 o'clock. It's horrible, but this is a nice, refreshing job. If I accidentally fall in, happens occasionally. My balance isn't what it always used to be.
Tim's more relaxed about everything. I get stressed because I wanted to get all the beds done in like 2 hours. I just thought I had it all organized. I just feel like if I give them the house, I know they expect it to all be clean, so I just want it to be perfect.
She gets quite anxious about it all. She wants it to be perfect and right, and the reality is there's only so much time you can do stuff. You can only do what you can do.
Me, I'm gonna continue working until I'm exhausted and dehydrated. It's very hard. Where's Tim? What's he doing?
Looks like he's found somewhere to escape the sun.
So I don't understand what they've done. Somehow this is supposed to go here, and now it doesn't. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I've got shorter or something.
Back in the house, Chris has discovered there's not enough clean sheets left to complete the rest of the bedrooms.
How's it going?
I've miscalculated my linen.
You can just give them to him later on.
But I think I'll have to make the beds.
I guess she's right, really. We should be trying to give people the very, very best.
With an hour until the guests arrive, the cleaner's shift is over. It's down to Chris and Tim to finish the job.
I haven't checked the cleaner's work yet. When I'm finished doing all the beds, I'm gonna go around and check the bathrooms. So this is number 10.
Babe, did you know someone would put a blue and pink cloth in with your towels? But they're perfectly white, I think.
Bullet dodged, but you may need a complete set of armour for what's just landed outside.
Hello, welcome. Yeah, 3 o'clock. Guests are here early. I'd like to have a shower and change, ideally. Present myself a little fresher, but, to be fair, it's 40 degrees pretty much, so if I had a shower and got changed, I'd look like this in about 5 minutes anyway. So, yeah, it is what it is.
With the chateau not yet ready and the guests keen to start their holiday, Tim has to break the news to Chris.
No, don't worry about how we look, it's fine. They don't care, they're on holiday. You look great.
All right.
Chateau Kayak in Nouvelle-Aquitaine, Angela and Steve's guests haven't arrived quite yet.
I think it's got to go that way.
Look at me. You mean that end that way, or do you mean that? You're
This
not even
way.
looking at me now.
And their new honeymoon suite is still very much a work in progress.
Watch the screwdriver. Time's running out, so we've only got 55 minutes left, and we've still got to put this ciel de lit up on that wall and dress the room. And if it all goes wrong, it's his fault. There, that'll be fine. Is that the top, or is that where it's hanging from?
You can have whatever you want.
No, but tell me which you're measuring.
That is 2.5 there to the top of my hand there.
Slightly lower than that, please. About there, yeah.
So what's that, the bottom?
No, you
The
just
top.
said you were doing the...
No, is that the top of the ciel de lit?
Oh.
Yeah, so 2806, 2802.
See, if we haven't got 55 minutes to measure where it's going, so come on.
Blimey, it'll be a miracle if they're ready in time. The ciel de lit is in place at last.
Your way a bit, your way a bit, your way a bit.
But time is up.
Is this the last thing?
I've got to make the bed.
And whatever state the new honeymoon suite is in, it'll have to do for now.
Hello, hello, hello.
That is just not going to stay on. Steve!
Oh, nice to see you. How are you?
I'm fine.
How's the journey been?
Tiring.
Hi.
Come on in.
And they've done it. Angela's managed to get the rest of the room finished just in time.
Golding's bath. Unbelievable. That is fantastic. All right, the handiwork, Steve. It's not going to fall off.
We'll find out.
I think we'll go make your gin and tonic and you can freshen up. I'll see you downstairs.
All right, then. See you later.
Phew, a thumbs up. An old fire fender has been transformed, bringing in some classic French design. And along with the gold bath, gives the suite a real splash of luxury. No wonder Angela and Steve have regrets about giving it up.
I want to try
You just want to have a bath.
I want to try that
You just want to have a bath and a gin and tonic in that bath, don't you?
I do. Yeah, we might just get rid of them and put them somewhere else, and we'll stay in that room. Nice bubble bath and a glass of wine.
Well done, you two. That's the first step towards putting on weddings. But that doesn't mean you can rest on your laurels. In Hauts-de-France, Elaine and David are halfway through viewing Chateau Rouge de la Ferme du Pré.
You can put some ice.
And a bottle of champagne.
The 15th century part of the chateau was a big hit, but now it's on to the part that was recently office space.
Please come in.
Oh, goodness.
Wow.
This is a big room.
It's massive.
We were very surprised when we took off all the plaster to have that chimney.
That's beautiful.
And a lot of beams.
Views, fabulous.
Yeah.
All that view is protected.
Yes.
There is no way somebody can build anything on here, on that field, on that little wood there. Everything is totally protected.
Elaine and David will need to use their imagination with the layout.
Trying to figure out how to use this space as a home, it'll need some thought. I think I would need to stare at the floor plans. There's plenty of room and plenty of light and plenty of windows.
It has to be, I think, maybe with the help of an architect.
Yeah.
That's a good point. There's loads of potential here, and an architect could unlock it all. Boris's wife Monelle has joined them, and they also have a whippet.
How old are they?
6 years.
6 years.
6 years. He's only one.
Oh, they're so much bigger.
And there's another surprise waiting for them at the top of the turret.
Oh. It's fantastic.
The curved beams are a real showstopper.
I think this has to be a bedroom.
I think it would make an ideal bedroom because you put the bed there and then you lie there and you just stare at it.
I really like it. I think it's got great potential, but there's so much that needs to be worked out about it. Thank you very much for showing us this beautiful home.
It was very nice meeting you. Thank you. Take care.
My pleasure. Certainly until we've figured those things out, The search will continue.
The more that we've been driving around this week and seeing various properties, the more comfortable we've felt here and...
Feels like this is our next step.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, God. Definitely moving to France, yes.
Definitely moving to France. Definitely.
With such a huge range of chateaus out there, finding the right one takes time. It took us 4 years. David and Elaine are planning another trip to France to continue the search for their perfect place very soon. I wish them all the best. Over 300 miles away at Chateau Montet, Tim and Chris are in the midst of their first ever whole chateau changeover.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
But they're facing every owner's nightmare. Guests arriving early.
We could have been all prepped when if they arrived 4 o'clock instead.
They need to buy time so Chris can finish the beds.
So this is number 11.
So Tim has hatched a cunning plan to distract the guests.
So barbecue, terrace, table tennis, swimming pool. That will all be yours in approximately 3 minutes.
Almost there. Just a final inspection to make sure they're good to go.
There's like handprints there.
Keep talking, Tim.
Balls for the petanque course are over there, as are the table tennis things. I hope you enjoy that.
Yeah. I cannot find where my sponges are, because I need to give them a sponge for the kitchen.
If you want anything else doing, just ask.
It's job done.
Happy days.
They've managed a grueling 6-hour turnaround in almost 40 degrees heat.
So I'll leave you now. I hope to have a great holiday. See you soon. Our work is done.
I miscalculated my linen and my towels, but it's all good now.
We nailed it. It's full on, it's a lot of work, but once it's done, we can finally go for a shower.
And drink water, really cold water. I need
cold
water.
drink.
I'm sure the graft was worth it, and the guests will enjoy their stay.
A shame that we've had to hand the pool over to paying guests.
Hiya, hiya, hiya! Next time, I cook up a recipe for success for Tim and Chris.
People have to come along at the end of it and go, wow, that was special, that was special.
For Belinda and Lee, things take an alarming turn. As they rush to get things ready for their first ever paying guests.
10 minutes.
10 minutes?
10 minutes.
Oh, it's the wrong way round. It's the wrong way.
Are you sure?
Why they're not lining up?
And Angela and Steve test ride their new business venture.
Be a lovely spot to bring people for their picnic lunch, don't you think so?
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful spot, isn't it?
It is.